Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Trade Ideas Live Trading Room recap for Tuesday, April the 10th. My name is Barry Anderson, moderator of your trading room. Any questions for me? You can use this email address. This is a link to get into our free room. You don't have to be a member of Trade Ideas to be in our free room. I share my screen and get live on the mic at 9 o'clock till about 3:30 every single day, except for Friday at 3. I knock it off at 3. This is a link for a subscription, all right, for Trade Ideas. And also in the body of this email you're getting, you'll see a link for our test drive, which again will allow you full access, complete access to our program, our premium package, everything we have, real time. And it'll cost you $8.88 for 5 trading days. It doesn't start until April 16th, but if you click on the link now, basically what you're doing is you're pre-registering, all right? And I would do that if you're going to do it, and then you're all set up. Typically, at maybe a couple of hours after the market closes on Friday, we'll give you access to the program so you can play around with it all weekend, and then of course you're good to go Monday morning with all the live data. Now, I do apologize. We had some eagle eyes that watched the video yesterday. I had accidentally posted Friday's text in yesterday, in which I talked about trading Elfin, and some people said, "Hey Barry, come on, you couldn't have traded Elfin yesterday." Yesterday being Monday, of course, it got halted, the bad halt as we call it, on Friday. So of course they were right. I didn't realize that I had accidentally posted the Friday text into the Monday text message. But anyway, so let's see what I have done today. Now it's been a slow day in terms of the number of trades, but I guess I like to look at it as being quality more than anything. The NFAX actually is giving me Newfield NFX is giving me a little bit more than I thought it would. One reason I really liked it is just take a look at the daily chart. And, I'm always saying, look left, look left, look left. So when this broke, 25, okay, so when this broke over this area right there, 25.28, took out that high, excuse me, it was on its way up. And this basically just came from a very simple, the basic high-low one that I use, you'll see in the room. Just it's a very basic alert window, just showing me stocks that are making new highs and new lows with other filters in place, of course. But when it did this, and then I looked left, I thought, okay, there's the next maybe area of resistance. So $1.50 away or so from the 25.50, and I'm sorry, even more away because I'm in here. I'm in at 25.55. Okay, I'll get onto the 15-minute chart soon. But I looked here and thought, okay, there is enough room for if this wants to move. The market was strong today. It was in a strong sector. All the sectors were strong. I mean, the market actually it's only up 379, so the market is giving up a little bit more. I think it was up at one point about 500. Anyway, the oil sector was strong. Or energy sector was strong. This, of course, is in the energy sector. So for me, because of the daily, didn't have to worry about the whole number, though this one was this was quite a bit away from the whole number. But mainly the daily, in a strong sector. The market is strong today. Had a lot for me anyway going for it. So I ended up taking the trade right here, 25.55. I remember it moved up a little bit, it came back down, and then it moved back up over 25 and 25.50. I was actually thinking about it right in this area, but it just had to settle down a bit. I actually said this is almost what we call a red bar ignored if you discount the topping tail there. The body is engulfed by the previous green candle, and then the trend continues. Anyway, now I sold a little bit here just in case. We had one of these another bar like this. And then as it was struggling to get through that whole number, I took some off. Actually, that's not true. I took some off as it broke down through the whole number, thinking, okay, maybe that's it. So I took some off right here, 25.97, but I noticed that it is still over the whole number. So that's good for me, obviously. Holding on to it, don't have that much left, but you know what? I mean, if it keeps moving and moving, it'll turn into a really nice trade. One trade that I did take, didn't really publicize it too much, but it's an OTC, it's a pink sheet stock, okay? So these can be very, very difficult to trade. One of the reasons, I mean, you have to understand the risk with an OTC stock. Let me just bring you up the daily chart to see though what I was looking at. This has had a tremendous run. I mean, it was 40 cents beginning of March, and look what it did. It got all the way up to 211. It's pulled way back down, almost, looked like, okay, that's it. It's going to go right back. But look what it's done. It's come right back again. So I decided, it had broken over 2. I decided I would take this trade. Actually, it broke right here, 210. Got above that high, decided to take the trade. I think I got in at 214. Bring back the 15-minute chart. Yeah, I got in at 214, but I took myself out of the trade at 208. Took a 6 cent loss on it. One of the things with the pink sheet stocks is that sometimes it's difficult to get a fill. I mean, I sat on the 214, even though there was a lot of action at 214. I sat on that ask for quite a while before I finally got the fill. More scary though is trying to get out sometimes. Now this had a lot of volume. I mean, it's traded 2 million shares, so it wasn't thin or anything. But you can sometimes, you see a lot of action going in at the bid where you're trying to get out, and sometimes it just sort of sits there. Your order sits there, and you're wondering, oh man, and then the bid drops on you a little bit, and it drops on you a little bit. Anyway, I did get out, no harm, but I do have an alert set again. If it takes this out, maybe later on today or even tomorrow, I may, as a speculative thing, get into this trade. I did take a couple others, but these were sort of what I will call personal trades that I talked about it in the room, but I didn't, indicate when I got in or out, so I'm not going to talk about it right now. Talked about it in the room as something that should be watched. One of the reasons why I didn't want to really talk about it is because one of them was very whippy. I know we have a lot of new people in the room, and even though I say, look, you don't follow me. I mean, you have to have a plan, you have to have a stop, and all those things. I know what it's like. You see somebody who's maybe a moderator of a trading room, and you think, he must know what he's talking about. And maybe I do know what I'm talking about, but I also know that I have a stop. And if I get stopped out, I get stopped out, and I move on. Sometimes when you're new, you don't. Even if I told you, well, here's my stop, you might say, you know what, maybe that stop was too tight, or, I'm sure it's going to go up. And so that stock that you got in at 18, hint, hint, okay, we'll look at it. The SIPI, granted, I'll tell you, I got in, I think it was 1830 odd, but it was whippy. You could see it was very whippy. And so getting in here, this could have happened immediately, and it could have started to give it up. Now I'm prepared. I'm watching it like a hawk. I'm prepared to get out immediately if it's anywhere near my stop. Other people may not if you're new. So anyway, that's one reason why I didn't want to talk about this one too much, because it was very whippy. Wow. Okay. So this time I'm going to have to make sure I get the right text in here. Again, if you are at all interested in trade ideas, or if you have our standard service and you're when wondering about, well, what is the premium service like? I mean, I know, of course, there's Holly and all of that, but there are other things too. You have expanded charts. You go from 10 to 20 charts if that's of interest to you. You can have more price alerts. You're stuck at 10 with standard. You can have basically an infinite number. I mean, it is 500, but nobody needs 500 price alerts. So there are other advantages to taking out a premium. Obviously, Holly is the plum though. And so if you do have a standard subscription right now, now's the time. You can cost you $8.88 for the 5 trading days, but you can test out the premium service. All right, everybody, let me bring back the capture program. And okay, so any questions for me? Here's the email address to use, the link to get into our free room, a subscription link. I'll open the room tomorrow at 9 o'clock Eastern Time. I'll start to share my screen, get live on the mic at just around that time. And so I hope everybody has a great evening. We'll see you in the trading room tomorrow. Bye-bye.